All right. Good morning. Happy Friday. Some of you won't be watching this in the morning, so pardon that. But Glenn Stein, Realty Executives here, Ocala Real Estate Channel. We're going to cover what is selling in Ocala, Florida. The overall tenor of what we're seeing around the country is interesting because we're seeing a little bit of a mixture of things. So in the Northeast, so I connect with a lot of agents in the Northeastern section of the United States, and mostly the Northeast is a little bit slowish. Not surprising because it's that time of year. This time of year is usually pretty slow. Uh, Also, sometimes we'll see a little bit of a difference in March, April for the Northeast because it warms up. Obviously, they're going through a snowstorm. And if you live up north, let me know how you're doing. Interested to see what your weather's like. Today is what, the 24th, Friday the 24th. Put that in the chat. Be interested in that. But also the other thing that we're seeing is that they also had a very slow third and fourth quarter. So it's been a 6 to 7 month kind of sluggish marketplace for the Northeast. The South has been much busier. The West has been busier. But more specifically, when you're talking about Ocala, Ocala has been really interesting because interest rates obviously have a big impact here because most of the buyers that come here and they do something here are mostly going to be FHA, VA, or conventional. There's some cash, but it's mostly FHA and VA. So if you have cash, if you're a buyer that has cash, you sold your home somewhere else, and we did that little where are people moving from howmoneywalks.com a couple of weeks ago, and we noticed that people are coming from like Suffolk County, Nassau County, Long Island. They're coming from South Florida, Broward County, and Dade County. Some from like the Tampa, St. Pete area, and of course other areas around the country. But those were the top 5 or 6 areas that people were moving from, and that was the where people moved to, Marion County, and then moving out. There were some people that moved to the villages. A lot of people were moving from the Marion County area of Ocala, Bellevue, and they're moving to the villages like Sumter County area. But putting that aside, I think the big thing I want to cover today is, okay, what is selling right now? What is selling right now? So I think we need to really pay attention to that. And if you look at this chart here, this gives us an idea of the last 3 to 4 years, actually 5 years, of how things have sold in Marion County, how many units. And what you've noticed is because we saw the early part of 2022, when people noticed that interest rates were going to go up, everybody went crazy, and it matched how many homes actually sold in the early part of 2021, which is the busiest time we've ever seen in real estate anywhere in the country, but especially here in Marion County, Ocala. But as the interest rates went up, volume went down, and the number of units that were actually sold also went down. So we have to remember when that happens, there is going to be that opportunity for people to say, you know what, prices are going to crash. Now, we did see a growth in inventory. More homes came on the market. We went from like 800 as a low to I think we reached close to 3,000, and then we've gone down and we're in the 2,600 for the whole Marion County area. So it went all the way up and it came down in inventory. Prices have stabilized, and we're really kind of in a healthy, balanced marketplace. So if you're thinking about buying right now, prices haven't dropped too much, maybe a little bit. I would say you do have the opportunity to negotiate a little bit. We are seeing some multiple offer situations. That's definitely happening, but not in spades like what we saw about a year ago, right? That's not what we're seeing at the moment. But we are seeing a little bit longer days on market. So property staying a little bit longer, but it's not a sluggish market. It's very similar. And that graph that I just showed you, if you really analyzed it, really shows that we're looking at a market as far as the cadence and the number of properties that are selling that is very similar to pre-pandemic, pre-January 2020 levels, right? That's how fast things are selling. So we're in that 500 to 600 per month sales rate compared to what we saw like 1,000 like it's a different ball game, right? And just to give you an idea, um, 1,000. I just pulled the numbers for 1,008 is the number. Actually, ironically enough, that's our address, 1,008. 1,008 East Silver Springs Boulevard. If you ever care to stop by on State Road 40, just a few blocks from downtown, two-story yellow building. But 1,008 is the number of properties that have sold, closed January 1 all the way to date. So we still have another week left, or 4 or 5 days left, and probably about 2 or 3 more days of business days to actually have closing. So I anticipate that to be a couple hundred more, which will mean that we're probably around that, I think, cadence of about 600 closings per month so far, first couple of months of this year, right? The thing I do want to show you, let's take a look at what is selling. So we're going to look at some real specifics. So share screen, this is live on MLS. Like I said, 1,008. These are all the properties that have sold. And let's do this. I want to show you this. I think this will be interesting. Like if we go from 0 to 200,000, how many properties sold? 226 properties. So that's like 23% of the properties closed are under 200,000. So let's go 200 to 300, and we have another 457. So you're seeing the predominant number of homes that are selling in Marion County are going to be between 200 and 300. Let's go 300 to 400. Yes, so like 24% there. So the big number is between 2 and 300. So if we're going to look at 2 to 400 combined, you look at 693. That's 70% of the homes, right? Pretty much 70% of homes closed in that price range. So just to give you an idea, give you a little bit of a snapshot of what that looks like. You're looking at, try to blow this up a little bit more. I'll take myself out of it so you can see a little bit better about that. We'll just do that. Hopefully that's a little bit better. But when we're looking at what's selling, let's go by subdivision. Bellevue Heights Estates is a big area for this. A lot of new construction there in Bellevue Heights Estates in that 220 mark. For something new, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. A handful of properties in various areas around town. Most of the properties might sell in the Southwest. That's where most of the new construction is, even though Bellevue Heights Estates is literally southeast, considered to be southeast. A few in-town locations here and there. Caldwell Addition actually is where we are. Winona, really close to downtown. And let me see if there's, most of the homes, when you start looking at where most of the homes will sell, it's typically Marion Oaks and Silver Spring Shores. There's a new subdivision, Greystone Hills, that's going to be in between that $300,000 and $400,000 range. Keep going here, JB Ranch, which is a neighborhood that was established about 15 years ago, but never really took off. Now it's been taking off in the threes. Let me see. All right, let's look at even like Lake Diamond, which is new construction there. And then Marion Oaks. If you take a look at Marion Oaks, you're looking at, let's see, 184, 16. Looks like 41 properties closed. So you're looking at that's another 25. So that's 67 in Marion Oaks, and it keeps going. So you're seeing how many properties sold in Marion Oaks. That's about 92, and then another 25. You're over 100. You're about 100, pretty close to 120 properties sold over the last 2 months in Marion Oaks. Just to give you an idea, like back in the day, 18 years ago, you might see 12 to 15 homes sell in Marion Oaks, and most of these are new construction. That gives you tremendous idea of what's happening there. Oak Run, a very popular 55 plus community, probably about 12. Ocala Preserve is another area with new construction. Tells you the popularity of new construction. Top of the world, another 55 plus popular spot, about 12 properties. Orange Blossom Hills, which is a very popular spot as well, right in the southern end of Marion County, but near the villages. And so if you live in any of these areas, like Rainbow Lakes Estates, Rainbow Acres, that's in Denellen, you're looking at probably about 35 to 40 properties. If you have questions about this, you can connect with me at 352-572-3796. Silver Spring Shores it's another, hot area for a lot of different things. So you're seeing a plethora, not just new construction, but some other properties here, probably looking at about 60 right now, about 70, 75 properties in Silver Spring Shores. And then, Del Webb, Spruce Creek, which is near the villages, and, some other Spruce Creeks as well, 55 plus communities. So gives you an idea. Like there's a wide variety of properties that are selling in different areas. And it gives you a real taste as to what is selling. This is closing properties over the last 2 months. So if you have questions, let me know, and please like our video. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. If you have questions about real estate, feel free to connect. Happy Friday, everybody.